Hi, my name is Rémi Fabre and I'm the team leader of CATIE Robotics. I'm here to discuss the few improvements we've made since last time we met, and that was back in 2019. I'll focus this presentation on two aspects. The first one is that we made a new head for the robot, and the second one is that we made new fingers to improve the grasping capabilities. There are several reasons why we changed the head. First, the original head had a structural fault. The pitch articulation used to carry too much weight, so if you added a screen, for example, it would tend to overheat. Now the pitch articulation only carries the camera, right? And the yaw articulation can carry as much weight as we want. So we added a few things: a microphone, a local computational power, which is a fancy way of saying we added a Raspberry Pi with some custom things on it, and a tactile screen. Also, we added RGB LEDs, and this is probably the most important thing because these changes were mainly motivated by our will to improve the human to robot interfaces. Actually, this was going to be used in a paper that focused on improving how predictable the robot is for laymen. Unfortunately, COVID happened, and then any kind of experience with actual people just got postponed. So I don't have any research results to show you guys, but hopefully that will happen. Lastly, the mouth and eyebrows are mostly for fun, but it's interesting how easy it is to make it change the emotion by just tweaking a little bit, right? In this picture, it's clearly angry, and here he has a bit of a smug face, right? Maybe someday we could just motorize them and make a emotion-based task in RoboCup. I don't know. The second thing I wanted to discuss here is the grasping capabilities. So our first competition was in 2019, and back then our grasping looked like this. The fingers were just rigid and had no sensing, and we use mainly the force and torque sensor in the wrist to make things a little bit more robust. So what we did is that if the sensor felt that a force was abnormal, the arm would just let it go, right? Instead of forcing against it, we'll just let it go. So in a way that made our movements more robust, because if a human or a tolerable interface would happen, the arm will just adapt and then do it again. This was very useful when we were grasping big stuff like the garbage, right? But it wasn't enough when we tried to go for more complicated graspings. In some cases, you really need to know if you managed to grasp or not. In this case, it was also the bag was heavy enough that we could just take it up and make sure it weighted, right? But when we're trying to grasp small things, we need, one, to know if you grasped it, and two, maybe find a way of increasing the accuracy of the arm movement. So to do that, we made new fingers. So the first version of the fingers looked like this. The second version of the fingers looked like that. And the final version looked like this. So how does it work? We added force sensing inside the fingers, more like pressure sensing, but kind of the same. And this way we know if we have something inside the gripper, because you can't just rely on is it closed or not, because sometimes you will just pressure something that can be crushed, right? In this example, we show that we can grasp fragile items without breaking them. The other modification we made is that we added a suction cup to grasp items that are otherwise very difficult or almost impossible to grasp. For example, in the RoboCup at Home, it would be a plate, and in this case, a sticker. Thank you for listening. Bye.